Hi, I'm Bevan, and this is my R35 GTR.
Far out. So this 2023?
22.
22.
Yeah.
GTR, Nissan GTR, obviously.
Yeah.
The special thing about this car is this is one of 2 New Zealand new ones, is that correct?
Yeah, so what happened was, I remember I had my old GTR 2015.
Yes.
And I'm like, man, one day I'd love a New Zealand new. That way I don't have all that Japanese stuff.
Yep.
You know, when I get a light flash up on the dash, it's in Japanese, and I scratch my head thinking, oh shit, what's wrong with it?
Yes.
And then only to find out that the windscreen washer fluid's low.
Yeah,
you know?
that's right. Yeah.
I didn't want that. Always wanted a New Zealand new.
Yes.
So I thought, oh well, you know, they say that manifestation. I kind of think about that now because I'd always thought about a GTR.
Yes. I remember when I first
always,
met you, you said to me you want a New Zealand new GTR.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first things that we discussed when we were chatting.
When I was in the old GTR.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And
it was something you aspired to.
So what happened was I rang Nissan
Yes.
in Auckland, and this was about maybe April 2021.
Yep.
And they said to me, I just said, oh, I'm just curious, will you be getting any new GTRs?
Yes.
And I said, they said, no, or they said, what you can do is we are going to get some, there'll be no stock, we'll only take a deposit,
Yep.
and if you don't get an order in by 30th of June, you won't get one, because it's the last production run.
And when was that?
It was, the last production run was 30th of June
21.
21.
Yep.
So I think you had to have your order in by then.
Yep.
And a September build slot.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, I put my GTR on Trade Me.
Yes.
It sold within an hour. Then sold it, put a deposit down.
Yep.
And then I wouldn't say stressed, but I stressed for 8 months over how I was going to pay the difference.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And then what happened is just...
Because it wasn't just an obtainable thing for you. It was quite a stretch, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It
took a lot of effort and a lot of composure to get there.
Yeah. And I just, you know, it was something I wanted, so I thought, well, best thing to do is commit and then worry about the rest later.
Yeah, I like it.
And not long before I received delivery of it, which was February 2022.
Yes.
The dealer had said, oh, I've had to ring 5 customers and tell them they won't be getting their GTRs.
Okay.
Because there were 7 on order, 7 for New Zealand on order.
Yep.
And Nissan Japan had cancelled 5, couldn't supply. So only 2 came, with this one and a black one.
Yep.
And that was
What colour did you choose?
I chose white.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
So you got the one you wanted.
Yeah, I just like them because, I mean, yes, they perform good. They perform way better than, you know, their value. You know,
I agree.
perform
I
so
agree.
good.
They definitely punch above.
They do punch above, and I guess where I've figured that out is in this one. This one obviously goes better than all my others.
Yes, naturally. Because
and
what are the specs on this one? How much?
It's only 565 horse.
Okay.
But they're still 2.9 or whatever to 100.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Far out.
So, but I think what they've done with this compared to my old one, straight away I noticed a better...
Is that 100?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh,
that's right there.
I noticed a better tuning in the transmission.
Yep.
It's more...
more precise?
They've put more aggression into it.
Yep.
Which is therefore put more emotion into it, which makes it cool fun.
Yep.
So I'm like, I don't need to modify it.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
And personally, like, you've brought the best one. You know, other than going to the moonbeams of the Nismo, you've brought the latest model with all the specs you want, everything like that, on a New Zealand road when, let's be fair, our speed limit's 100.
Yeah.
So you can't really go that fast, and the roads aren't that good.
No, they're not.
So you don't want to lower it, that's for sure. You know, but it doesn't feel like you need to.
No, it just seems to do everything well.
Yep. That's so Japanese though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
and I think, hey, they spent what 14 odd years, 15 odd years tweaking this car every year to make it better and better.
Oh, but go further back.
Yeah.
For 40 years they've been building this car.
Yes.
Look at the original Skyline GTR with the triple carb and the extra long bonnet. And
Yeah.
remember that one we saw on the South Island?
Oh yes.
Like, they've been developing this car since then, since 1965. And what a machine! This is launch control.
Yeah. I'll put it in auto, otherwise I don't catch the frickin'.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah. Far out, that's awesome. Holy crap. We didn't do that in the South Island.
Did you feel the wheels spinning?
Yeah, that was hectic.
4 of them.
Oh, was that all
Thought
of
there'd be
them?
enough heat
Oh,
in them.
I thought that was the back and then the front quarter. So that was the whole lot.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, that was pretty cool, man. Because you're a little bit taller than I am.
Good.
Yep. So,
You're all good.
I want to say
handbrake's
R32
still on.
because that's what my brain says, but it's not an R32. So we're in a handbrake still on. So
you're
we're in
right.
a 2022 Nissan GTR.
R35. Yeah.
God, that's cool. So
You're in neutral.
do I bring it up? Yep.
You're good.
Cool. Okay. Oh, I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah, might as well keep it in first, eh?
There you
Shit.
go.
Yeah. Oh.
It's a little bit daunting, to be fair.
You still get that sense it will slide sideways,
Yep.
obviously. Especially when you're first gear and
Yeah, well, that's,
obviously the traction's set at a point that it'll let you do that.
yep. Oh, the speedo's so weird how high it goes.
That's why I use this screen.
God, that's cool.
It's otherwise I can't read the speedo's numbers are too small.
No, I'm the same. And, like, I get it, because this car can go fast, but can this car go 340?
I think they're around 320,
Far out.
but
Okay.
they're all slightly different, you know, because they're all handmade engines. So
Yes. Like, it's just so easy to go at ridiculous speed, isn't it?
yeah.
Like, it doesn't feel like we're doing a little bit above the speed limit there.
It doesn't feel like that. Yeah.
It's everything feels like really tight and fresh and just right there. Like,
Compliant.
Yeah.
Everything is. It does feel tight.
yeah, and you've like everything's driver facing and yeah,
It's not a huge cabin, but everything's revolved around the driver.
Yeah,
No,
it
there is no. As much as I'd like some of the fancy stuff.
oh,
The fanciest stuff I have here is parking sensors.
Yep.
Everything's done for performance.
Yep. So
I
there's
don't
no,
have
there's-
any lane assist. There's
Yeah.
no blind spot monitoring.
Yep. No radar cruise. No,
No.
auto stop or any of
No,
that.
none of that.
Yep. That was
On
the
and go.
that was the one thing that blew me away with the Yaris GR.
Yeah.
It has all of that.
Yeah.
It is a Corolla. Sorry, a Yaris.
Yeah.
And then it's a race car.
Yes.
Like, whereas Nissan built a race car and then turned it into a road car.
More or less.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Yeah. And the third.
And the third.
Yeah, now go.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Holy. Holy. It's just absolutely effortless.
It's just good stoppers.
Yeah.
The brakes do haul you up.
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
I have no doubt. It's I don't know why. Maybe it was because it was a manual. The Audi felt like I could drive it more,
Yeah.
whereas this is a little bit frightening, is the way I'd put it for me. Possibly because I'm just not used to this sort of level of car.
Yeah. The shifts are so precise and so quick.
Yeah. It's,
But it does feel manual-like, you know, you get that same feeling.
oh yeah, and
That's what I love
as
about it.
I proved in the South Island video, which
Yeah.
I'll probably pop in at it as an outtake.
Yeah.
It happens bloody quickly, and if you don't catch it, it just redlines and red limits. It doesn't like a lot of cars. If you do that, will go and change a gear for you.
No,
This is like this. Yeah, this says you're in manual. It's up to you now. It's not my problem.
Yeah.
But even then, like 5th gear, it's just
Twin turbo 3.8.
oh, okay. I didn't realise they did that in the GTR. I've obviously not kept up with that. So it's a
VR
38.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Shows you that I didn't keep
And then
up.
underneath, obviously, you'll see the little badge.
Yep.
Hand built by blah blah.
Yeah, and there's only
I think there's 5 of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure there's 5 or 6
Yeah.
guys that build them all.
Yeah.
And how neat is that? Like, that's just so Japanese, eh?
It is. It's almost samurai-like.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
I just love downshifting.
Downshifts are fun.
Yeah.
So you can feel that aggression in the upshift, so
Yeah.
get a little kick in the back.
Yeah. And it almost wants to turn the wheels a little bit, but not quite.
Yeah.
So if you put it into traction control off, or is that what it is now?
It's in race.
And that's
so,
off, or is there
no,
is there
there's
off?
probably a bit.
Yep.
It's helping you a bit.
Yep. Have
Off,
you driven with it off?
Off is off. Not in this one.
No.
I did in my old one.
Yep. I obviously like the rev limiter in this car, eh?
But yeah. Have a way of finding it.
Yeah. We go way back.
Yeah, even I felt at times I'll often feel slight wheel spin between gear shifts.
Yep.
Sometimes.
Yep.
Which is a cool feeling.
Yes.
Especially when it was raining at Leadfoot, so
Yes.
had to be super cautious with these tyres.
Oh, that's fun, man. I don't know how you keep this in your driveway. Like, I think I'd just about give up my day job and just drive around the country all day. Except for the whole, paying for things.
That's why I've done 13,000 k's a year.
Yeah, and that's driven, man.
Yeah.
And I know you.
And they reckon cars drive better when they're driven.
Of course they do. Everything does.
Everything.
Use it or lose it.
The
man.
electronics,
Yeah.
everything goes better.
Yeah. I often say to friends, especially with old cars, but I think it's relative with every car, if you own a car, put wind through it every week.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter where you drive, round the block once.
Yeah.
Just let air pass over everything, move all the moisture, do all that, It's really good for things.
I mean, I've done Leadfoot, a few trips to Auckland,
Yep.
South Island Gumboot.
Yep.
There's a lot of I do the runs at the Wellington Supercar
Yeah,
Club.
I
regularly.
love watching your updates on those. Why this car? Like, why a GTR? Not this one, but why a GTR? Why don't you have a Porsche 911 or a Mitsubishi GTO or a Cuda with a V8 in it? Why a Nissan GTR?
I think after owning, 13 Subarus
Oh, have you?
in the old days.
I didn't know that.
So I had
So you're a sucker for punishment like me.
I had like a 92 RS Legacy, then I had like a 94 twin turbo station wagon. I love those, and a 96 twin turbo station wagon, and then I had like a 98 one, and I had a 99 STI. They were the version 6. They were really cool. I reckon they actually were the ones that went the best.
Same. They're the pinnacle.
About the version 6.
99
they also made the coupe in about 99 as well.
Well, that's
the two-door one. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
And so.
This,
and then I had like a 2001 Bug-Eye, and that was cool. I love the 6-speed manual
like
gearbox.
Morris's one. Was it an STI? Was it?
Yep, it was an STI. Yep. And then I had the a few of the single turbo Legacies. Now they went good when they came out. So had heaps of Subarus, and I guess I kind of just liked the Japanese cars.
Yes.
And then when the GDR, when the R35 came out, I was never really, I liked R32s and R33s. I drove an R33 GDR a long time ago.
Yep.
I think the R35 dropped the Skyline name.
Yes, it did.
And it became
absolutely it did. Yep.
just the GTR. It was specifically built as a GDR.
Yes.
And,
because the R35 shape Skyline
and
is not a Skyline.
And I think when I saw Jeremy Clarkson reviewing it on Top Gear, and then I saw the documentary on how they built the R35 when the design brief was to be as good or better than the 911 Turbo back in the day.
Yes.
I'm like, man, that's cool. And I guess I just liked the look of it. And I think when I first saw an R35, strangely enough, was when I brought my first one.
Oh wow!
2013.
When you first saw one in real life,
in real life, yeah.
Wow.
So I'd asked my mate, he imported it for me, and when I saw it in the flesh, it looked so much better than the pictures.
They do.
You know, so much
What colour
better.
was your first one?
Gunmetal grey.
Yep.
So they just looked lower and wider and more intimidating in the flesh. And I thought, when I first got in it, because I'd heard all the stories, and I knew what a fast car was, and that was an STI Subaru coupe at like 5 seconds to 100.
Yep. And that was
and
fast.
if you had a good one, it was just 4.95. You know, that was a fast car.
Yes.
And when I got in the GDR for the first time, it had only just been compliant. It wasn't registered to me or anything, but my mate let me go and get it off the wharf.
Yep.
And I brought it home. I put my foot down. Sunglasses, wallet, everything that was in the front was then in the back. I'm like, holy shit. I'm going to have to respect this. Kind of scared me in a butt-puckering way.
I know how you feel.
But I'm like...
This scared me.
That was the
honestly.
coolest scaring I've had.
Yeah.
And as you get used to a car, you get numb.
Yes.
And a little bit later you go, doesn't go very good. Goes a bit sluggish.
Yeah.
And then every now and then I'll put my foot down on a damp surface or something, and it'll get a bit freaking sketchy on me, and my little asshole will pucker. And I'm like, ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I like the moments when it just bites, gives me a little bit of a wake up and go, no, you're not used to it yet.
Well, like that launch that we did before, when it just picked up the wheels and had a bit of a shimmy, and then it buttoned down and off it went. Yeah. And off she fucks, some would say.
And you can see how sometimes a car won't always necessarily get that sub 3 second launch if these tyres can't grab the traction as good. A hot day, hot tyres, we got a little bit of slippage in the summer tyres. Yeah. Albeit a bit worn, maybe if we're on Cup 2s, we would have hooked up and gone even better. So, lots of Japanese cars. Loved GDRs, you know, and then obviously, you know how you regret selling a car? When I regretted selling, 9 months after having that GDR, I loved it, and I thought, man, this is costing more than my mortgage. You know, it wasn't that I wasn't comfortable, but I moved it on. And I thought, no, I need to be smart. And then obviously when I sold that, I waited for a little bit, and then I got a Focus RS. And that was such good fun. That was one of those cars you could drive the absolute tits off. You have. When I sold that last GDR, I regretted selling it. Hence why 2 years later I traded the Focus in on another GDR. There was something about it.
It was still there in the back of your mind, eh?
And I think the reason why I just loved it is it's one of those things sometimes that when you look out your window, when I look out the house window, and I see the car, I can go, yeah, that's cool. I did it. And that's satisfying. Like, I live at my work. My work is 5 meters away. And people say, why don't you put your car in a garage? Like, bro, my garage is 300 square meters, but it's full of gym equipment. I've got no garage now. It's under the sail, so it gets shelter. And cars are waterproof. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. And you drive it. It's not like it's sitting here for months on end.
No.
Because is this your daily? No. Okay.
No, I walk daily.
Okay.
I have to go somewhere in this, then I will.
Yep.
But it kind of is a daily.
Yep.
But because I work from home,
Yep. There's
I
not
don't
the commute.
need it daily.
Yeah, you don't commute.
I guess that's that fondness of Japanese cars. But the best car collection, in my opinion, has a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
You know, a kind of a supercar. This is a supercar that, in my opinion, what I love about it is, no matter where I am, if an old bloke sees it, you know, he's coming past in a Zimmer frame or something, he loves it.
Yep.
The kids love it. And for some reason, it's like that blue collar respect. 3 GTRs, 65,000 kilometres driven between all 3 of them.
Yep.
And I've never ever, touch wood, I've never had a reliability issue.
Yep. They've always got the one.
Yeah, I've had a stone in the brake or something.
That's life.
Or a wrecked tyre.
Yep.
But
well, that's down to the driver, that one.
Yeah. And it's just been great. We know that we can just go somewhere, and like I say, the biggest warning I've had is the fuel light come on.
Yep.
There's small mods that happen to this, like the OEM plus carbon spoiler that's not factory.
Yep.
We did the green stuff.
I love the green stuff. I really like it.
Yeah.
I think it's...
Because GTRs are always bronze brakes and red badges, and I wanted it to be different. Carbon dipped.
I think that the green makes it look more modern.
Yeah.
It looks newer than it is.
Right.
If that makes sense. Like, it differentiates it from a 2020 GTR. For some reason, that green just makes it pop more to me.
Yeah.
But then I love green.
I love the green. That was based on the Lamborghini's green.
Yeah.
You know, because I love that green.
Yeah, it's such a nice colour. The hurricane colour.
And I was just, they're always bronze brakes.
Yeah.
So I want green brakes. That all got done before it was, before I picked it up. You know, I'd arranged, the guy Ron that I dealt with at Ingham Nissan in Auckland, he was so fantastic.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yep.
And he would contact me and I said, I wouldn't mind doing this. So we arranged for the whole thing to be paint protection filmed.
Yep.
And I arranged with Dodson to get the aftermarket spoiler.
Yep.
And they loved it. OEM plus, so it looked OEM but just a bit bigger.
Yep.
And then obviously the guy that did the paint protection film for Raz, he was fantastic.
Yep.
He did the green brakes and the pinstripe. That's actually under paint protection film.
Yes.
So it'll always stay looking good.
Yep.
And he even pulled the badges apart to paint the green and then put the badges back together.
So they're painted. I just assumed it was vinyl.
No.
Wow.
They've been pulled apart and he painted them.
Wow.
So that's why they look factory.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And the joys of getting it all done brand new. It kind of was factory, let's be fair.
Yeah.
You know, that's how
the car never saw the road. Only, to be fair, I might have seen a couple of 100 metres between Faraz's workshop and Ingham.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's all.
So tell me about that day. You went and picked up the car.
The collection day.
Yeah, because that's got to be an exciting day.
Loz and I flew up.
Was it a year you built up?
Probably about 9 months.
9 months.
8 months.
It'd be a long 9 months without a GTR.
Yeah, with no car.
That's what I mean,
So I sold my car, like I said, in an hour.
That's commitment.
And then I had nothing.
Yep.
But the good thing about that, though, it made me appreciate this even more.
Sure.
They sent me photos when it arrived. The one thing I wanted, I chose the luxury edition one because I loved the interior. And I could have chosen a dark red interior or black. Everyone
I really
gets
like that.
black.
I really like that.
I got the tan.
The
tan, and the tan to me looks a little bit more upmarket.
It's not very Japanese.
It brings the luxury factor
it does.
into it.
It makes it look more European.
But even the centre console down through the centre, that's leather, and the A-pillars inside are leather.
Yeah, I love how the stereo's integrated, and you got the cup holders in the back, and it's all just so beautifully finished. Yeah,
they've done a lot more than they used to.
Yes.
You know, even the air conditioning vents have a nice tactile click to them when you move them round. So the quality, fit and finish is so much better than the other 2 GTRs that I have.
Yeah.
But it means that Loz and I can go and do the lead foot tour.
Yeah.
And we're more or less cruising and we're enjoying it.
Yeah.
it's not too loud inside that we can't have a nice conversation.
Did you fly to Auckland to pick it up?
Yes, we flew to Auckland, picked up the GTR. We were pressed for time. Loz and I flew up on a Friday night. The dealer picked us up from the hotel the next morning, but they were still trying to get it ready.
Oh, right.
It took longer than they'd planned, by the time they complied it, the full paint protection film. I probably didn't quite give them enough time. I was probably so excited to get it.
Naturally.
I think when it arrived, I gave them about a week to 10 days to do everything. And I booked my flight. So I booked my flight to come up. I'm committed to this time. So there's a deadline in place. And we wanted to pick it up about 9 a.m. that morning. I don't think we got it till about 3 p.m. on the Saturday.
It's very typical. Even a second-hand car from a dealer always takes longer than it should.
And so, but then we drove straight from Auckland, fuel, straight to Cambridge.
Oh, wow.
Then the next day we drove home.
Man.
Yeah, it was cool. Kids waiting here to see it. Exciting, though.
Very exciting.
I got it at I think it had 20 kilometres on the clock.
You would have been like a kid in a candy store that whole way home.
There's nothing quite like a new car feeling. I've only had it. I've had it a couple of other times with like SUV family car. And the Focus RS was brand new. I ordered that and had a 9-month wait for that. But GTR, that's different. That's kind of the dream car.
I've had a brand new RAV4, but it's not quite the same.
No. And I look at it now going, man, I clock up the Ks, but that's it. It's there to be driven.
Well, why not drive it?
No one wants a car that's a garage queen.
No.
So I love that it's there to be driven, and I felt that the only way that I'd keep the Ks down in this is to have another cool car that gives me the same satisfaction as this does, because I don't think I could get rid of it because it would be too hard to replace. So
it would be hard to replace, because no matter what you got, it wouldn't feel the same. No,
I love pushing the car, but I do stay well within my limits. I try to be smart, up lead foot. First time up there, I think next time I do it, I'll go faster. I'll push it a bit faster.
I think so too.
But that's the first time I've driven it, and that was, like Rod said, there was no straight lines. There was not even any flat parts.
No, it's crazy. You don't realise it until you're there.
It wasn't flat. It wasn't straight.
And it rained.
Even from the start.
And it rained. Right?
And that rubber coating on that track was slippery, and these summer tyres that are worn down just.
But even my car, I'm on normal tyres and I don't have a whole lot of power. But you could see how little traction I had on that track. Admittedly, I'm one-wheel spinner, which doesn't help. But me and Mikey, don't get me wrong, we had so much fun. But we didn't have any traction at all, let alone being in something with actual power. You know, like you got 5 times the power I've got.
And it's but what I bet what you enjoy about yours, and this is a reason why I don't want more power in this. I think if I had more power in this, it's only bragging rights.
I think so too.
It's not.
It's a measuring contest.
It's
not an output.
Usable power for me. If I was a race car driver, I might be able to get the full potential out of this. I don't think I have the skill set to get the most out of this even now, even after 60,000 Ks of GTRs. I still know that if I'm an idiot, it'll bite me. It'll.
But that's a respect thing, isn't it? And that's important to have.
Well, I need hindsight and I need respect. I need the hindsight before I need it as such. And I need to respect it. It's really hard to describe. I think you can have the most fun in a car that might be probably 400 horsepower on the road, and you can drive it to its limit and really have fun. Hence why your car, you can have the best time. Because you're driving the car at its max.
Often.
And you'll see even when we drove today, we're short shifting at 4,000 revs, thinking we're going fast. And we were going quickly. And I don't think the car even gets, and that's what I mean. You can feel, you can know you've gone fast from point A to point B, but if you've short shifted the whole time at 4,000 revs, have you really pushed the car?
No,
not at all. The car's cruising, and that's why it doesn't, in reality, get driven that hard. It gets driven fast, but it's not driven hard. And that's probably why it's just, there's so much in it that's left.
Yep.
You know, and occasionally we push it a bit, but yeah, I think as my skill level gets better, I might push it more, but I still need to just, you know,
stay humble.
Stay humble.
Okay. What's your favourite mod?
To do?
No, what's your favourite mod that you've done in this car? Of all the little things you've changed, most of them aesthetic, what's the favourite thing that you've done?
Probably the green touches to it, I think.
Yep.
Most people comment on the green.
Yep.
Even though I want to do a livery.
Yep.
You know, but the green.
But the green will still be there.
Yeah, the green will still be there. It'll be underneath, either underneath the livery, or it'll look part of it, and it'll just stay as it is.
Yep.
But the green's just a little bit.
Yep.
Probably the favourite mod in reality. The green's cool, but I do like the carbon.
The little bits of carbon.
Wing.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's twice the height roughly of the normal factory wing, but it's the same shape as the normal one, and it's just got a little bit. It's a little bit more without being too much.
Yep.
Without too much. As they say, OEM plus.
Yep. I do like OEM plus.
So, yeah,
that's quite the trend.
I think probably those mods are cool.
Yep.
Probably the next best one is having my Gumboot sticker on it and having my lead foot one.
Yes. And I saw your Lake Hop one in the boot.
Oh yeah, that's in the boot. Yeah.
What's your best piece of advice to yourself buying this car 2 years ago?
Don't change anything.
Yep.
Do exactly what I did.
Okay. Money's no object. What's here instead to use like this? I've got a guess, but I want to hear what you say.
I don't know. I'd be torn between a few. This would have to be there.
Okay, yep.
It
like
would
you said
still have
earlier,
to be
why
there.
not both, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But I do want a GT3.
Yes.
I do like the new ones.
Yep.
Something makes me want a GT3, a V10, be a Hurricane.
Yep.
Because then you got that cool sound.
Yep.
But something always makes me keep wanting to go back to a McLaren. Have not go back to, but have one. There's that connection between New Zealand and the Kiwi symbol,
the Kiwi symbol,
and Bruce McLaren.
Yep.
There's something about that. That question that you asked though, I mean, what's your ultimate car? Money, no object.
Yeah.
There's 26 cars on my watch list on TradeMe because I love watching them.
Yep.
You know, but there's being realistic. The new Ford GT, I think, is the most beautiful car in the world.
Yep, the one that Rod's got, the red one.
Yeah.
What's next with this car?
What's next?
Yeah.
Is Gumboot.
Yep.
Rally Animal.
Yes.
That's the theme.
Yes.
That's next.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for letting me drive your car. I really enjoyed that. Like, more than I thought I would. And I've already driven it before, but as I said, last time it scared the crap out of me, quite honestly.
Yeah.
This time I actually felt I got long enough to start to understand it and feel it, and
you were ready for it.
Yeah, that too. I was ready for it. And
it's like when I first drove the GTR, scared the crap out of it.
It's a lot of power.
Yeah.
You know, 500 horsepower. Anyone that scoffs at that hasn't driven a 500 horsepower car.
No, but I think the way they reckon the GTR always performs like anything that's 700 odd horsepower.
That's
for some reason, like you said, it punches it up. And
well,
that's how they describe it. It performs like a 700 horsepower car.
I wonder if it's something to do with, because you know about the 206 kilowatt rule.
Yes.
I wonder if there's still a
little bit of that in it.
And the government's like, anything over 500 is just ridiculous. And so this thing goes, oh, it's only 500.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah.
Because how was an R34 GTT and an R34 GTR both 206 kilowatt?
Yeah, exactly.
That's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. But, I don't know, it does punch way above.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. It's just, everything about it felt right.
Yeah.
As I said, a little bit scary still, but as I got into it got better.
Yeah, like those downshifts and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. The down,
that's quite aggressive.
I really enjoy the gearbox.
I love the trend. As much as there's probably the new Porsche PDK slightly faster, or maybe an extra gear, the McLaren gearbox is really cool, the 765.
Yeah.
But they're so engaging.
Yeah.
Even this just gives you that little kick in the back.
Yeah.
Especially when you're higher in the revs. The higher in the revs you are, the more violent it is.
Oh, cool.
Right? And so that's what makes it cool.
Yeah.
Just want to cruise around, it's less violent.
Yeah.
As soon as you get the revs up, the downshifts are more aggressive, the upshifts are sharper, and they give you a little kick in the back. It just, yeah, it's so cool. So